We're diving into last week's college football chaos. We had some high-profile teams that may have walked away with some wins, but they did not make it look convincing. And those other teams playing against them didn't make it easy. Those top 25 rankings, whole lot of shake up and shakedown. Let's break it all down. Welcome to the Willy Bobo Show. Let's get into some, I guess you could say, underwhelming wins, big names that didn't look the part. We'll talk about number 2, Penn State. I told you guys, man, there's just something shaky about them. But on paper, they're supposed to be a juggernaut. They marched past FIU, but it really didn't inspire a lot of confidence. You have a lot of critics out there arguing that, they have an easy road going into the Big Ten, but that does prompt skepticism about their true identity, despite this undefeated record, right? LSU, Nussmeier and company, they only squeaked out a 23-7 win over Louisiana Tech. Damn, Louisiana Tech. I mean, it really did come to play, man. It's not a bad team. A lot of us as fans, we expected a lot of fireworks, but I mean, that was decidedly muted. I guess they didn't have the right match. Georgia, ranked number 6, they delivered a laborious 28-6 win over FCS opponent, Austin Peay. And it's not exactly the statement game that you wanted this time of the year if you're Kirby Smart going into SEC play, where Tennessee is looking really good, and so are some other teams that we'll highlight. Clemson, ranked number 12, they barely escaped Troy at home. They were down 16-0 in the second quarter before pulling it together for a narrow 27-16 victory. Now, that's what you have to consider hardly dominant. Dabo, man, you got to get it together, man. It's been, I think, 13 years for you that you've been there. You've won some championships. You've shown great prowess as a coach, but man, it's getting tough. We'll also get into the stars of the weekend. Despite everything, some teams just had cupcakes. Ohio State literally shredded Grambling 70-0. Julian Sayin, their quarterback, set his school passing record, while the Buckeyes dominated across the board. And that's not even scratching the surface of how bad it was that they beat these guys. But Grambling's band, they looked fantastic. Oregon, ranked number 4, that was even more emphatic. They literally cruised to a 69-3 blowout of Oklahoma State. Now that's a Big Ten true statement win right there. Considering that there was some controversy early on in the week. Quarterback John Mateer from Oklahoma delivered a standout dual threat performance in the Sooners' 24-13 win over Michigan. He led offense effectively through the air and on the ground. I think that Michigan is probably going to be searching for a new coach come soon. South Florida, way to go Bulls, pulled a stunning upset. I mean, they walked into the swamp and they walked out with a victory. They beat Florida 18-16. They entered the AP top 25 at number 18, making them the group of 5 team that you really must watch this season. It was a heck of a game. That final drive was impeccable. They do have a very mature quarterback. They have a very good offense. Their defense is very good for, that conference. I think they're going to win their conference, point blank. Illinois beat Duke and, big up Duquan. They cracked the top 10 since 2001. Florida State reaches its highest ranking since the 2024 preseason. That's going to be big, real big. South Florida's leap into the rankings marks a high point for the Bulls, as I alluded to before, because of the fact that, it's been a long time since these guys have seen anything like that. I don't know exactly how long it's been, but from my remembrance, it's been over 20 years. Auburn and Missouri both joined the top 25. Those are 2 teams in the SEC that you're really going to have to watch out for. Florida, Arizona State, and SMU fall out after key losses. SMU and Florida, I think those are probably 2 of the biggest disappointments this past weekend. The SEC now boasts a 11-team ranking. That's LSU, Georgia, Texas, South Carolina, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Auburn, Alabama, and Missouri. I mean, look, man, we're talking about the NFL of college football. That's 11 teams, man. Now, that's just this week, because once we do get into SEC play, you're going to see a lot of teams fall off. That's just from conference play. Despite wins by Georgia and LSU and Clemson, they look far from elite. The question is, can they clean it up before the real tests hit? Meanwhile, Ohio State and Oregon, simply, they're flexing. Right? USF's rise, I would say right now, that's the feel-good storyline of the season. along with Tennessee. I do have to say that because they had questions at quarterback, but I think they're being fully answered at this moment. So we have 3 big-time games coming up this weekend. We have Georgia and Tennessee. That one, to me, is one that I would love to be at, man. Neyland Stadium on a Saturday afternoon on the Tennessee River. That's one heck of a game to watch, man. The pageantry is incredible. Over 100,000 screaming fans wearing that pale orange, man. Rocky Top is one hell of a atmosphere to see a football game in. South Florida is going to be playing Miami. Now, that's going to be a very, very big game. In my opinion, that's probably going to be the biggest game of the weekend. And I understand it's Georgia, Tennessee. But right now, with South Florida coming off of a victory, beating an SEC team, now you have an opportunity to actually beat an ACC team and change the dynamic of the King of Florida. That's going to be extremely interesting. Texas A&M and Notre Dame. I mean, right now, I honestly have no love for their coach. You know, the same thing that happened with Tiger Woods, right? Before you became a head coach, you were black. Now, when asked about being the first black head coach at Notre Dame, all of a sudden your mom is Asian and you don't see color. Yeah, good luck with that, bro.